take care of your leg yourself. Later I will explain how to take care of your feet. So can you lie down?
Okay.
If it's a long case, boleh.
Sikit kan?
Give a blanket.
Privacy.
Privacy.
Yes, so you give your blanket so that you feel comfortable. Okay, is it okay? Okay. So if it's a long case, you have to examine all the systems. First start with the general examination, so anemia, jaundice, oral cavity, nose, neck, for the neck, nose, thyroid gland, jelly, then clubbing, blah 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 in the hand, everything, in the legs, edema, everything you have to check, general examination. When you are checking a pulse, if you find an abnormal pulse, you have to check for a full cardiovascular system examination. If you find, then after that you palpate the abdomen, okay? Superficial and deep palpation. If you find something stacking, you do the proper liver, spleen, and percussion or whatever. If you find, or if you find jaundice, then you have to do a proper abdominal examination. Otherwise, you just palpate. Then you at least you auscultate the heart and lung. Okay. If you find a murmur, then that means there is a problem. So you have to do a proper cardiovascular system examination. If you find a bronchi somewhere here and there, or some bronchial with sound, or some other abnormal thing, then you have to do a proper respiratory system examination. Otherwise, at least auscultation of the 4 cardiac orifices and auscultation of the whole lung field is essential, and palpation, superficial and deep palpation of the abdomen. Okay. When you look at the patient, do you think patient having any neurological deficit at this moment?
Yes.
Okay. Any cranial nerve lesion? Cranial nerve lesion, so olfactory is very difficult to judge. If even somebody have some nose block, cannot judge the olfactory nerve. Okay. Other than that, second cranial nerve patient can see, talk with me. I don't think so. Optic. Then oculometer 3, 4, 6 cranial nerve patient is moving the eyeballs here and there. There is no patient now complaining and diplopia. I don't think so. Any 3, 4, 6 cranial nerve pulsing. Then go for what? The trigeminal nerve, and then others. There will be problem there. Isn't it? Patient doesn't complain, or I cannot see. Facial nerve, facial asymmetry. There is no facial asymmetry. Patient is drinking and swallowing, isn't it? No problem. I don't think so because hypoglossal nerve abnormality. But when you are examining at the back, you can see the muscle. If accessory muscle nerve problem, then it will be some atrophy can be there. So by only not doing any test, only observing, you can exclude if any cranial nerve palsy. Okay, upper limb and lower limb, if upper motor neuron lesion or something, what you can see, there may be less movement. So you can see the patient will not move one side, left side or right side, and the posture will be a little bit flexed posture. So then we know that there is some problem. Then do a proper neurological examination. Okay. Otherwise, you just observe and you can only test the power. Okay, you just test the power for the ribs. Okay, tell the patient to hold, and then you see how the patient is doing. Okay. Other than other neurological patient, diabetic patient also can have proximal myopathy. Okay, no neurology but muscle problem, proximal myopathy. So you have to check. Diabetic patient can have cardiomyopathy, isn't it? Heart failure. So that's why you need to check heart and lung properly. Okay. If it is a short case or a part of a long case, you have to examine the lower limb. Okay, lower limb, what is the problem in diabetic? 4 systems can be affected. One is the skin, dermatology. Patient can have lots of skin manifestation. Okay, so one thing is infection, isn't it? Infection, they can have fungal infection. Where they will have fungal infection? In the interdigital spaces, especially the men's. They wear the shoes with the socks all the time, they can have fungal infection. So you have to check in the interdigital spaces. Okay. They can have ulcers or cracks here, dryness. Due to autoimmune neuropathy, there may be dryness in the skin, there may be cracks. So look for any ulcers, cracks. There may be callus formation. Okay, so any callus formation. Other than that, there is some things called diabetic dermopathy. At this moment, you just tell diabetic dermopathy. There are different varieties of diabetic dermopathy. You cannot label them in one way. So like some circular necrobialis lipoidica can be there. Okay, that means necrosis, pinkish, and then ultimately pain. So depressed over the shin. So different type of diabetic dermopathy can be seen. If you see at long-term diabetes, 10 years, 15 years, you can see the shins are different patches will be there. So you have to just tell, I think patient having diabetic dermopathy. That's all. You don't have to specify what type of dermopathy having. Okay, another thing is patient can have autonomic neuropathy, diabetic patient, not only sensory neuropathy, they can have autonomic neuropathy. So autonomic nerves also supplies the sweat glands and the piloerector muscles. So what can happen? Ultimately there will be loss of facial, the leg hairs. The man should be hairy, isn't it? But if you see a man with no hair in the leg, something abnormal. Shaved also you can see, at least man usually doesn't shave, but if shave also you can see the small thing. But if you don't see that, there is some problem. So it is due to autonomic neuropathy. So you don't have autonomic neuropathy, okay? And dryness, skin will be dry because the sweat glands are affected. Okay, so these are the dermatological problem you can see. Then second system is the musculoskeletal. So musculoskeletal, what can have? Diabetic patient can have osteoarthritis more than any other people. Okay, females have osteoarthritis after menopause, but maybe early. Men normally doesn't have osteoarthritis, but in diabetic patient they can have osteoarthritis. So swelling joint can be there, or you can check for the crepitations of the joint if you find swelling joint. They can have Charcot's neuroarthropathy. That means due to repeated trauma, neuropathic foot. So what will happen? When they walk, they don't feel the position, so they traumatize and they don't feel the pain because neuropathy, isn't it? And this bone again join. Okay, spontaneously bone will heal. Bone join, and then when the bone join, one will not join in a like this, isn't it? It can join like this. So different small bone traumatized feet always we walk, and if you don't understand where we are putting our feet, then we will get trauma. Then repeated trauma, ultimately bones become different shape, and you can see a bag of bone or like some clump of bone here. Okay, long back when people used to wear barefoot, we can see a bag of bone. Okay, like a bag, but now we don't see that. Okay, so and if it's an acute Charcot joint, then there will maybe increase in the temperature, red color there. Okay, patient no complaining, no pain, but there may be. But so that's why you have to check for the any deformity of the bones or joints or swelling. Okay, so this is a dermatological assessment. So in the dermatological assessment, there is some part for palpation also. I'll do that later. Another is, third point is peripheral vascular disease. Diabetic patient have 6 categories problem: micro and macrovascular complication. Macrovascular complication is retinopathy, nephropathy, neuropathy. Okay, neuropathy can be another 3 varieties: peripheral sensory neuropathy, motor neuropathy, or can be autonomic neuropathy. Okay, and then go to macrovascular. Cerebrovascular disease can have stroke. Then cardiovascular disease, MI or ischemia or transient ischemic attack, and peripheral vascular disease, they can complain with claudication. So in the history, you have to ask how long you can walk. When you walk, do you feel pain in your calf? They will tell. Okay, claudication pain will be the clinical features, symptoms for peripheral vascular disease. So then you have to examine the peripheral vascular disease. You have to examine the peripheral pulses. So now I start palpating. Now observing the and another neurological assessment. We look for the neurological problem. If there is a motor neuropathy, diabetic patient can have motor neuropathy. We call diabetic amyotrophy. That means acute, and this is reversible. Sensory neuropathy is irreversible. Whatever damage happen cannot reverse back. Autonomic neuropathy also irreversible, but motor neuropathy is reversible. Mainly affect the lateral aspects of the thigh. Okay, we call diabetic amyotrophy, and it is happening at early stage of diabetes, or when there is requirement of insulin. At that time, they can develop diabetic amyotrophy. So with good glycemic control, it will improve. So there will be lower motor neuron lesion. Okay. So it may be lateral aspects of the thigh. So that's why inspection is important if you want to see any muscle atrophy there. Okay, any features of lower motor neuron lesion there. Okay. Then we start with the palpation. When we start with the palpation, we can check with the temperature. Temperature changes 2 types. One is we always compare from up to down. Okay. So in case of peripheral vascular disease, what will happen? Less blood supply to the lower part. So when you go up to down, cold. But if there is a Charcot joint, when we check over the affected area will be warm. Okay, so that's why temperature change may be different, either warm or cold. If it's too much cold, that means peripheral vascular disease. And if too much peripheral vascular disease, color also will be changing. Okay, bluish coloration in the lower part. You can see the demarcation. Okay. So this palpation start. Then you can look for the peripheral pulses. So arteria dorsalis pedis. Okay. Hallucis pollicis longus. The just lateral to it is the arteria dorsalis pedis. You check bilaterally. Okay. In our clinical practice, we only check arteria dorsalis pedis. If you can palpate, no need to palpate anymore. This part is palpable, definitely this will be palpable. But for your exam purpose, you will know then you know how to examine, isn't it? So even though if you can palpate the arteria dorsalis pedis, you have to examine the posterior tibial. Okay. Posterior tibial will be more prominent than the arteria dorsalis pedis. Okay, then still if you cannot feel, then we go to the popliteal. But for your exam, you must go to popliteal. Okay, then you just fold the leg. That's why I have to open properly. But okay, you have to open and then you have to find the popliteal. Okay, then both sides. If you still cannot feel the popliteal pulse, then femoral. Okay, but in exam you don't have to do. You have to do up to this. After that, you look for the joint tenderness. Okay, joint tenderness. You ask, is there any pain, and then you can move just do like this. So if you feel crepitation, osteoarthritis. Okay, any crepitation. Okay, first you tell, is there any pain? Is there any pain? No, then you just move the limb joint. Okay. After that, we do the finish. Isn't it 3 system? Dermatology, then musculoskeletal, then peripheral blood vessels. Now neurological assessment. Neurological assessment, what are the things you have to do? Motor, sensory, coordination, gait. Okay. So motor, everything, neurology, any part can be affected. If cerebral, there is a stroke, lower motor neuron lesion also can be seen. So you cannot just only check the peripheral sensation, finish. No, you have to do properly, whole system. So we start with the motor. Motor is, first is what? Tone. Okay. So when you check the tone, you focus on the joint above. Okay. So hip joint tone. Hip joint is flexion, extension, internal rotation, external rotation. Okay. Or adduction or abduction. So we can do a rotatory movement. Okay. So relax. Okay. You do a rotatory movement. Now what I am checking? Hip joint. Muscle responsible to move the hip joint. Okay. So this, okay, tone normal. Then knee joint. Knee joint flexion extension. Okay, then you fold. Okay. You check like this, okay? Then this one also flexion extension. Okay. This one is okay, flexion extension, inversion, eversion. Okay. Flexion extension. So tone finish. All joints. Focus on the joint and then do. Okay. Then power. Okay. Before starting power, you have to check whether power is free or not, whether the patient can move against gravity. Can you lift your limb, this one? Okay, nice. That one? Okay. Then now you will try to raise your leg, but I will press you down. Okay. Atas. Okay. Power. Outside. Inside. Okay. So this is, you are checking the different movements of the hip joint. Now knee joint. Okay, can you bole back up? Okay. Can you press out? Okay, this one. Press in. This one. Okay. Straight. Okay. Press up. Press down. Medially. Out. Okay. Now this one. Down. Okay. Power is 5/5. Then what you have to check? Coordination. You can check the coordination and then you can check the reflex also. Coordination you have to make. So use this way. Use your heel and then from here to here. And then go up and then go again here to here. touch the skin. Okay, so here go up, atas again. Can you do? Chapat chapat. Yes, very good. This side. This side. Okay, so coordination is intact, isn't it? Then you can go for a reflex. Okay, you have to remember reflex can be late stage of diabetic neuropathy. Reflex have two things. One is efferent and another is efferent, isn't it? So some sensation will go, and then ultimately the reflex will come out. So if sensation is lost, reflex also can be lost. So late stage of diabetic neuropathy, ankle jerk can be absent. Very late diabetic neuropathy. So that's why we have to check the jerks, and also they can have upper motor neuron lesion due to stroke. Also jerks can be exaggerated or whatever. Okay. So for knee jerk, you do like that. So you have a support. Your hand is getting support from his leg, and then you. Where is your house?
Patladon.
Tuaram. Oh, very good. Yes, now. Okay, Tuaram where? Okay, so jerk. Then you check for the knee jerk. Ankle jerk. So you can give a support here. Not necessarily you have to put your hands, and then here you can look here and feel here. Okay. So okay, so jerks are normal. Okay. So after that jerk, what else?
After that, this.
Then we call sensory. Then maybe so many sensory neuropaths can be there. So first we check with the monofilament. So normally this is the monofilament. We can check the pain sensation or touch sensation. Okay, this is actually the touch sensation. If you use a cotton wool, okay, the touch we cannot measure the touch, how much touch you are giving. So if it is this, when you give touch with this one and make a bend, it will give 10 gram pressure. 10 gram pressure. So if you give 5 gram pressure, normal patient cannot feel. So it is not a neuropathy. If you give 20 gram pressure, abnormal patient can feel. Okay, so you have to be specific using a monofilament, then you can confirm, okay, there is a problem in the touch sensation. Okay, but you have to make the patient understand first. So we show that it's not a needle that I am touching here, and you can ask the patient on the chest. Do you feel it? Okay, and then you have to tell right or left. Okay, and close your eyes. Okay, close. Okay, right or left? Now? 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 Okay, so 5 plus 5, 10. Okay, you can check if the patient can feel it. Okay, more less than 8 is significant. Okay, according to Malaysian CPG, they said 10 here, 10 here. So check 10 points, different points here, and then tell is there any less than 8 is significant. If there is patient cannot feel, then we go up and check, and is the same feeling or not. Okay, can you feel it?
Yes.
Okay. Now?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Is it same?
Same.
Now? Same? Or in now? Same. Now?
Same.
Same. Now? Same. Okay, here?
Same.
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 Same. Okay. Same. So, normally what happened? Improve. They said, oh, now I can, previously they will feel the blunt touch. They can feel the touch, but they will feel like not a sharp. Okay. They will feel like a blunt touch. So when they improve, you can well demarcate where is the difference. Then you tell there is a neuropathy from up to mid chin or up to the knee level, ankle or up to the knee level. So the patient will tell there is now it is I can feel a sharp. Previously it was blunt, now it is sharp. So you have to explain the patient properly what they have to tell you. Okay? Here we don't follow the dermatome. Normally neurological assessment we follow the dermatome because there is a nerve lesion there. We are not expecting a single nerve lesion there, okay, which is coming from L5 or L1 or somewhere. Here is all the peripheral part of the nerves, the distal part of the nerve, there is demyelination starts. So that's why the patient can have any nerve, the peripheral, the further point can have loss of sensation. So that's why we feel from down, we call that stocking and glowing pattern. So stocking pattern, similarly on the hands also you have to check for the glowing pattern. If the patient have this one, maybe patient may have developed in the hands also. Okay. Now you go for a vibration sense. Early stage of diabetic neuropathy, vibration sense may be lost. Monofilament okay, but vibration sense can be lost. But it is very difficult for you to make the patient understand what is vibration sense. Okay. So we tell the patient, okay, here also, this is touch. Okay, you feel touch. Then we make a vibration and then the patient, do you feel the vibration? Okay, again. Here, do you feel the vibration? Okay. So this is vibration and this is touch. Okay. So you will tell me is it vibration or touch? Okay. And when it stops, tell me when it stops. Do you feel vibration?
Yes.
Tell me when it stops. Do you feel the vibration? No. Okay. So if still patient feeling vibration, then that means it is bad. Okay, but it stop here also. Do you feel the vibration?
Yes.
Tell me when it stops. Do you feel it now? No. Again. Do you feel the vibration?
Yes.
Tell me when it stops. Then over the patella, do you feel it now? Okay. So, okay. Why it is not happening? Do you feel the vibration?
Yes.
When it stops, tell me. I'll give a big.
Stop.
Okay, now over the patella. Okay, so no, stop here. So, but if you feel that there is a improvement, still feeling, then you after that you go anterior superior iliac spine. Okay, so if cannot, that means you have to check with the upper limit of the loss. So vibration sense will be the first sign of diabetic neuropathy. Then the monofilament will come. It will be hampered. So earlier stage will be vibration sense lost. Next stage will be ankle jerk absent. Okay. I think that's all finished.
For the monofilament, which
Over the sole, there is no specific location. Normally we check here also. In according to Malaysian CPG, you have to check here also. All 5 fingers and 3 here, 1 here, 1 here. But you have to be careful if there is a callus formation. Don't put your monofilament there. Callus is a dry skin, so how can he feel the touch? Then wrongly you can tell this is a diabetic foot. Okay, this is yours, is it? Thank you.
Doctor, the hand same,
Same.
and then yeah here.
You can check here, and then here, then this one. Normally feet are affected more because the longest fibers are affected more. So this is not so much long, isn't it? But still can be affect. Many patients will tell the same time they have this tingling sensation in their hands and sole same time. So when there is a tingling, it's good. At least still some sensation. When there is numbness, they cannot feel. So they will tell when I walk, I don't feel. I feel walking on a carpet or something. They don't feel the hard surface.
Biasa
Any
25
question?
minit.
Oh, another thing. Another important thing for diabetic patient examination. Autonomic neuropathy. We can think if there is loss of hair or dry skin, autonomic neuropathy, but there are several examination to elicit autonomic neuropathy. Simplest is checking the postural hypertension. So you can check the patient blood pressure in line and keep the blood pressure cuff here, okay, and then tell the patient to stand with the cuff here, blood pressure check, and then within 1 minute, just after 1 minute, you check the blood pressure again. So if there is postural hypertension, systolic blood pressure can drop up to 20, diastolic blood pressure can drop up to 10. But in case of diabetic autonomic neuropathy, systolic blood pressure can drop up to 30. Then the patient we call that is a postural hypotension, maybe due to autonomic neuropathy, diabetic patients. What happens in autonomic neuropathy? Why this blood pressure will not drop? Normally when we stand, gravity will cause all blood to go down, but our blood pressure doesn't fall because we have to give supply to the brain, isn't it? So brain no blood, isn't it? If we stand, okay, then everybody will have collapse. But in autonomic neuropathy or postural hypertension or due to drug or some other disease, so many patients can have different causes of postural hypertension. In that case, they will feel giddy because no blood will go to the brain, less blood supply, so patient will feel giddy. Diabetic autonomic neuropathy, due to no autonomic nerves supply the blood vessels, isn't it? So carotid, there is a carotid sinus, so when there is autonomic nerve get the signal, they give the signal to the calf muscle blood vessels. Okay, so what will happen? Vasoconstriction. When vasoconstriction, increase venous return, so blood pressure will be maintaining. Okay, so that's why you will see many people, old people will tell the calf is the peripheral heart. Okay, because the blood vasculature there contract and increase the venous return. So this is the peripheral heart. So autonomic nerves is responsible for sending the signal to the peripheral heart that now you have to give more venous return. Otherwise, blood will go down due to gravity. So that's why autonomic neuropathy, no signal, no increase in the venous return, not no signal. There will be signal, but very slowly will go there. After 2 minutes, patient will not feel any problem. But this 1 minute, patient will feel giddy. Okay. So, postural hypertension is one of the examination feature of autonomic neuropathy. Other features like fixed heart rate with respiration, Valsalva maneuver, ECG tracing, many ways we can detect autonomic neuropathy. But clinical examination easiest was is this one. Okay. Thank you very much.
Doktor, Fikar. Macam asal tak pasal?